Welcome back, America. I don't see where the FBI has learned a damn thing. I don't see where Christopher Wray has done a damn thing. When you consider Victor Davis Hanson, how the former president is and was being treated. I mean, this is the man, when he was in the Oval Office, who's authorized 10,000 National Guardsmen, armed army, to protect the Capitol building. That's a funny way to run an insurrection. And also, that the FBI with the Attorney General sends a SWAT team to a former president's home. That's completely unnecessary. I think they've picked up where they left off. And then what do we do about the FBI? Your thoughts?
Well, I think we got to get that leadership, that power out of Washington. You take Andrew McCabe. He was supposedly one of the architects of this collusion against Donald Trump, but his wife at the time had been a state legislature candidate in Virginia and was a recipient of Clinton-related funding, and yet he was told he didn't have to recuse himself. So there's an incestuous relationship with all of these revolving door FBI heads, and people make the necessary adjustments. So I'd like to see either they take the FBI lock, stock, and barrel and move it to somewhere like Kansas City or Omaha, Nebraska, where it's away from the political media complex of the Acela corridor, or maybe you could divide it up and put some of it in the DOJ, some of it in the Treasury Department, some of them in Homeland Security. But we can't concentrate that much power in Washington, D.C., and with all of these networks these people develop. I mean, Comey comes out of Lockheed as chief counsel, and he knows McCabe is a protege. He's a protege of Mueller. He tries to concoct a way by leaking a document to get a special counsel. He succeeds, and lo and behold, it's Bob Mueller, his friend. So that has to be broken up, and I think you've got to get the headquarters out or divide up the agency itself into fragments. But it's got too much power that's not accountable.
It's interesting how a lot of these folks wind up in the media, too. McCabe, Comey, for a period of time, and then he's hired by University of Virginia. You got this guy Weissman, who's, in my view, a disaster. He's all over the media commenting on these things. So they bring these people in, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, who have their DNA all over the place. I mean, it's just incredible. And that gets to your point. We need to get these people out of Washington.
And what's strange, what you just mentioned, Mark, is that they get rewarded for lying. McCabe should have been disgraced. He lied 4 times and 3 times under oath, and now he's a CNN commentator lecturing us on the veracity of particular testimonies. And then we had John Brennan, the head of the CIA. He lied twice, once under oath about swearing the CIA did not look at staff computers of senators. He goes over to MSNBC. Then we have James Clapper, the head of National Intelligence. He lies about the NSA, and when he's caught, he says, I gave the least untruthful answer, and he's rewarded with a big fat consultantship with CNN. And Comey himself, after recording this private, what should have been a classified document, a private conversation with the President of the United States, he leaks it for his own benefit to get his own friend appointed special counsel, and he's now all over television. So it's not just that they're ubiquitous, but they get rewarded for, I think, committing felonies. That is, lying under oath to the U.S. Congress or federal investigator.
And then there's Hillary Clinton, one of the greatest liars in American history, in my view, second only to Joe Biden and the Biden family. But what do you make of this? I think the FBI hasn't curtailed its practices. I don't believe so. The Democrats defend them on Capitol Hill. The Democrats have interfered with investigations on Capitol Hill, where we have Taibbi and others who've demonstrated that the FBI got involved with Twitter, and the Twitter platform was censoring free speech, was targeting individuals, was monitoring individuals. We have the FBI threatening parents with that memo that came from the Attorney General. We have the Attorney General and the FBI going after pro-lifers, not prosecuting people who are literally vandalizing churches and pro-life facilities. I mean, people would say, you know, maybe Lady Justice is, you know, there's the fingers on the scale. I would say they threw it out the window.
Yeah, I do too. I think the FBI and some of the other agencies degenerated into an arm of the Progressive Project, because everybody in America, when they look at, if they ask an American on the street, if the FBI is going to investigate documents taken out of the White House or the Vice President's office by a retiring official, will they treat a Democrat the same way as a Republican? If there's 120 days of rioting, looting, arson, 35 deaths, $2 billion of damage in 2020, will the FBI monitor or react to that in the same way they did to January 6th? Will they go after a pro-life demonstration in the same way they do a pro-choice demonstration? And everybody knows the answer, that it's not symmetrical. And it's not symmetrical because they have made a concentrated decision that the power in Washington and the popular culture, the media, the universities, the institutions, the foundations, the big money, is all on the left, and they feel that they have to tilt for their own, profit and success and viability. And we, the people, although we're the majority, they feel we're impotent and we can yell all we want, but we don't have the institutional and media clout that the left does, so they make the necessary adjustments. And then the way they get away with it, they call us nihilist and anti-police or anti-FBI. We, the conservative traditionalists that were the traditional support of the FBI, the IRS, the Pentagon, we were the ones that wanted big defense budgets and national security, and we were the ones that promoted the FBI, and yet they turn around and say, you know what, you people are insurrectionists or you're white supremacists or white rage. So it's all of these institutions have made a concentrated decision, concerted decision, that they're going to err on the side of the progressives because they feel that that is more useful to their bureaucratic agendas. And it is.
Well, there's a common theme here. It's the Democrat Party. It's behind the whole damn thing. It is a corrupt, totalitarian party. That's what it's become. And as I say, this past week they were on Capitol Hill running interference for the FBI against FBI whistleblowers, running interference, calling independent journalists something that they're not, running interference for the FBI because the FBI is doing their dirty work. The FBI, like the rest of the bureaucracy, is an appendage of the Democrat Party, in my view. And I want to thank you very much, Victor Davis Hanson, as always. God bless you, my friend.
Thank you for having me, Mark.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.